What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to life. Welcome back to the year 2021. We're just starting, I guess. But I'm excited for this year because there's just so much to look forward to, so much I'm trying to do, and just in terms of growing and learning and whatnot. When it comes to just, I guess, honestly, just life in general, and then obviously more specifically photography and street photography and whatnot. And that's kind of a lot of what I want to talk about today. Street photography, the state of street photography, or just the film photography kind of community in general, just goals and all that I have for this year, aspirations and whatnot. There's a lot to look forward to and to get into and whatnot. The only problem is that we're still in a pandemic. And, you want to be safe. You don't want to be out in these streets and whatnot too much, which I haven't been as of late. I come out twice a month, maybe once or twice a month. Just kind of depends on the state of things here. And things are honestly still bad. So just trying to chill and really just hone in on a lot of things in terms of just understanding what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and whatnot, and just being safe and smart, kind of about everything, and then also just developing skills, going back to things that I haven't been doing as consistently, or just taking that time that I can't be out here shooting and pushing myself to learn new things and whatnot. But that's kind of just a lot of what I want to talk about today, so let's get into it.
I'ma get right in my bag. Why you gonna try to get mad? Everybody wanna keep up. Don't you know I move too fast? I'ma zip right past. Drip all on my swag. Why you trying to size me up? You don't wanna try your luck. Hot as a stove, what did you know? Burn like coal, yeah, you know I go. Way too hot, yeah, really too cold. I'ma keep going till I hit my goals. Better get back when I'm in my zone. Do it for the ones that I know back home. Did it myself, they ain't put me on. But you call back if you hear that tone.
All right, so to lightly kind of just hit on this subject of the state of film photography in 2021 is actually kind of interesting, because I don't think anybody a year, 2 years, not, I wouldn't say a year, but 2 years ago. How's it going? I don't think anybody 2 years ago would have really predicted film photography would have skyrocketed this much, as much as it has. Jesus, these sounds, man, are out of control. But I don't think anybody would have really predicted it would have came as far as it did, which is really interesting, because you have one side of people who complain, about all the new people getting into film photography and making the prices rise and whatnot. That's a good thing for just a very old style of photography that was kind of left behind back in the early 2000s, and then nowadays is just really making a extremely strong comeback. It's a really good thing to just see so many, and it's more so young people, adapt the style of film photography and see if they really, or just try something new. It's cool to see so many younger generations of people trying something new, trying something old, and trying to learn and grow from that. And I really appreciate that, because it makes the whole medium of film photography specifically not seem as pointless, or not seem as just kind of down the drain, like some type of It makes the whole medium feel more purposeful, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, which is really cool, really interesting, and, it makes me happy to be able to, be out here and just be, honestly, if anybody's doing this and they're doing, a YouTube channel, they're, a pioneer in terms of leading, this next generation into, this cool medium of photography and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure this year the film photography community is only going to continue to grow, which is really cool. And hopefully we see a lot of cool things come from Ilford, come from Kodak, come from, just people in general in terms of what they're doing and just exploring and really learning like the possibilities and what they can do with film photography, and just really just stretch the medium as much as they can, which is really cool. So I'm super excited to just see how things kind of grow. How's it going? That's fun. So to kind of quickly hit on the subject of street photography in the state of 2021, it's interesting because honestly, it's like right now, what the heck can you really do? Like, you don't have that many options when it comes to street photography, really in any state. I mean, like, Colorado's not bustling as bustling. Streets ain't bustling as much as like New York is, and I know like even New York is kind of just like a bummer too right now in terms of street photography, because all your subjects are going to be wearing masks, which really suck, and nobody really wants to take photos of people's faces covered up, because you lose just that aspect of expression on people's faces, unless you get lucky and find somebody that's not wearing a mask. And you really don't want to get close and approach to anybody without a mask during a pandemic and whatnot. You kind of just want to keep yourself as safe as possible. And I know you might be thinking, like, the best way to keep yourself as safe as possible is just stay at home and whatnot. But what I think is actually, like, interesting right now is that, there's less people in the streets and whatnot, but this is a great opportunity to honestly just to continue to put in the practice, opposed to just always sitting at home and just watching other people's stuff, consuming so much content. You can take this time where your situation is like dire, there's just not much to shoot, you're really, really limited, and use that to really just learn, push yourself, test out things, try new projects, so that when the streets like really get back to normal, and who knows when that's going to be, it may not be this year at all, you never know, it may be the very end of the year, maybe next year, but when that time comes, you will be just that much better. You'll have that much more skill. Your eye will be that much more honed, and you'll be that much more honed into your craft. And honestly, like back when I did the video with the whole Biden rally, that was kind of hard to shoot because it was just like so much going on. You needed to just like stimulate. It's just like, what the heck do I shoot? There's so much variety and option and whatnot out there to kind of shoot, and right now it's really dire. So like what I'm doing this year is just, what the plan is for right now is just kind of get out and just practice so many different types of subject matter, so many different types of just like shooting and framing styles. When it comes to shooting here downtown, things are slower, so honestly there's no reason to rush. I can slow down, I can take my time and continue to just teach myself, which is what I think is really important during this entire season, because honestly, I don't think we're out of the season of 2020 yet. We won't be out of the season of 2020 until you know, the pandemic is over, and who knows when that's going to be. It may never be again. You don't really know, but I think it's just important that if you just love the craft, the chase of street photography, or any type of just, I guess, photography, or analog photography in general, I think it's really important that you take this time, because we are still in the season. The season of 2020 is not over yet. You still are in that season where you can try that thing you've always wanted to try, push yourself to do that thing you've always wanted to do. So I really encourage you to push yourself and try and do that. Alright, so the weather's obviously changed quite drastically since I started shooting, and I just finished shooting the M6 at like a pretty decent like time, I guess. And so I switched over to the GR3 a little bit. I snapped a couple things, not too much, but it kind of died down a little. Wasn't as interesting as it, you know, was when I had the M6 out. And I got a few shots with the GoPro on top of this, but it was kind of funny because I felt like I was just attacking people by making this camera just seem so much bigger. I got yelled at, which was annoying, because I didn't record it. The GoPro was on, but for some reason it's having some issue where I'll hit the record button and it won't record, but it'll turn on. So I kind of missed that. I got the picture, but you know, I missed the interaction with the person. But yeah, it's getting a little gloomy here, so I'm gonna wrap things up down here and head back home. All right, so kind of lastly, one last thing I really wanted to talk about, but right before I get to that, I just got home, opened up a package, and found something pretty interesting that came in the mail. I ordered this, if it focuses, boom, this Revoring back in August or September of last year, 2020, and it finally came on, you know, what is it, the third day in January? Maybe it came yesterday, I just didn't see it till today, but I'm super excited for this. Let me show you exactly what it is. I'm not gonna lie, I already opened this. But basically it's a variable ND filter built by this company H&Y. It's called the Revoring. I have the 67 to 82 millimeter version, and yeah, it's a variable ND plus CPL kind of filter. I saw a video, and honestly, if you really want to, like, if you're interested in this, check out Philip Bloom's video on the Revoring. He tested it on like the A7S III when that first dropped, or it was like in its preview phase. But I ordered this when I was using like completely different lenses, or I think I found myself usually adapting everything to 67 millimeter filter thread and whatnot. And I already have this a little dusty, but this is really cool because first of all, it's just, you get a very, very clean image when you're using this. You don't get any wild color shift. I don't know where my Tiffin variable ND filter is, but that thing sucks. I used it, you know, when I first had it, like for a decent amount of time, but I actually like kind of chilled out on it because I noticed I was getting color shift and whatnot. And I was looking for other ND filters, variable ND filters. I was looking at the Peter McKinnon one, which is way too much money. I was looking at the Moment one, which is just, again, it's good, but just out of what I was looking for. I didn't trust it. as much as I wanted to. But, you know, I trust Philip Bloom because I know the dude's an actual filmmaker and whatnot, and his stuff looks really good and I actually like it. And just from the footage I saw, you know, I really enjoyed the clean, beautiful, ease of use look out of it. So what's so cool about this is that obviously you can see like how wide it is now. It's not at 67 millimeters. That's 67 millimeters. But this type of filter thread that it has is really cool. So you don't have to worry about sitting there screwing it onto the camera. Essentially what you do is turn it. You see how it shrinks down into the glass there? So you turn it and it adapts to your filter size. Bam. And then there you go. And if you want to take it off, obviously you wouldn't do it like that, but yeah, really easy to put on. And it's on there, like it's not, look at that. I'm hoping, Jesus. Oh my God, slipped out of my hand. User error, but look at that. It's not going anywhere. I have this object right here that I thought it just like, whew, that scared the crap out of me. But it's on there. And then you can obviously look at that beautiful indie madness. Let me try and hold it up here. Going on in there. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm super stoked that this came in the mail. I already have the actual proper adapter coming in the mail and whatnot, so super excited to use it. Looks like it has markings on the top here as well, which is nice. Minimum to maximum 2, 3, 4, 5 stops ND. Nice. All right, but back to kind of just my main topics of this video, which I kind of just want to end this on. I ended the year 2020, and the year 2020 was really good for me in terms of just like the photography community, because I found community. Shout outs here. Vincent Perry Jr. If you're into the film photography kind of analog community at all on YouTube, you probably know Vincent Perry Jr. is. If not, definitely go check him out. I'll link him wherever that. I'll link it down in the description and whatnot, or probably try and put a card in the top of the video. But definitely check him out. But that dude is just like a super genuine guy, and like he's really good at just fostering and building community. And the dude's like just an honest, genuine dude, like a leader when it comes to just pioneering community in the analog film community and whatnot. I really enjoy Vince. He just likes to connect to people and then connect people together, which I really appreciate. But yeah, I got connected with Vince kind of when all like the whole Black Lives Matter stuff was going on in like mid 2020 and whatnot, and just have been talking to the dude ever since so much. But you know, since then he has kind of built and pioneered this Black YouTube film photographer community, and we kind of chat in it on and off on like Instagram and like Discord and stuff, and that's just been so cool and good for me to be able to find a community of people to consistently talk to sort of become friends with and whatnot. Obviously, I think those relationships are still growing and whatnot, but I do like consider Vince like an actual like friend and whatnot, which is really cool. So shout out to you, Vince. I was about to like bust a rhyme, but I was just like, nah, ain't nobody ready for this heat, son. Vincent, son, you're not ready for this heat. Let me shut up. But like just building that community has been just absolutely amazing. I love just chatting with him and chatting with all the other just Black people across like YouTube and the analog film world that are literally all over the world, which is really, really cool. So I very much encourage people to find community, pursue it, chase it. If you don't have it and you really want it, start it yourself, because I think it is just, it's good to have other people that can keep you in check. And Vince is really good at keeping people in check. He's one of those people that will like call you out and really and whatnot, and it's really about being authentic and whatnot, and that's important. That's super important to me. I want to be called out. I don't want to think I'm at some status or, just start any nonsense and whatnot. I want somebody to basically hold me accountable, and I think he's really good at doing that. And obviously myself have to hold myself accountable, but it's good to have people to just like lean on and just check you and whatnot when you need checking. Got something in my eye. Okay. And then last but not least, let me rewind this roll of film. Street photography community. There's another guy who I think is really good at pioneering and just fostering and just leading in terms of building community here in Colorado specifically, and he doesn't have a YouTube channel yet. He's talked about having a YouTube channel yet, and he already knows who I'm talking about. Him, he knows who he is. That's Jack or John Kendrick Photo on Instagram. I met this dude actually through another Denver street photography, another Denver street photographer named Liam Gordon, who I like stumbled upon online somehow, and I was like, I think he's on 16th Street. I was like shooting stuff. Long story short, wanted to like hang out and shoot with him. Took a while to kind of like do so and whatnot, but basically ended up finally meeting up with him. Met John that same day, I believe, and long story short, John kind of started this Instagram kind of group chat of just a bunch of different street photographers we were finding here in Denver while shooting, and that thing has grown so much. But what's really cool about that is before that, I was shooting by myself. I didn't have absolutely anybody I was shooting with. I was going down there doing it by myself. I thought I was the only person doing it because I never saw other photographers doing it. Like I'd see people walking around with their cameras, and you see people do that with like a Canon DSLR or something like that, but they're not shooting for real. They're just like hanging out with their girlfriend or something. They may be shooting for real. But once I met Jack, I was like, oh my gosh, these are like actual like street photographers, like people that love the chase like I like doing, getting in people's face, snapping photos, and just being out here basically being like a street rat, whatever you want to call it. And I thought that was just like super cool. But yeah, John has kind of built this local community here in my home state, which is really cool because, as a street photographer, you see everything going on in like New York or just other cities or countries. And you're just like, man, I really wish I had that here. And I freaking like finally have it now, which is really cool. All thanks to Jack and just him being this huge spider web, just connecting so many different people and whatnot. So like, thank you, Jack. You have kind of just been my motivation to get out and shoot so much in 2020 while we were in a pandemic. I don't know if I would have been as consistent if I didn't know that, if I never met him and Liam and Rudy and whatnot, all those guys out there that I regularly shoot with, and honestly need to do like just a video with all of them when we're out shooting, one of these days. But everybody's schedule doesn't always line up, and we're all obviously just trying to be as safe as we can when we are out there just having fun shooting together and whatnot, always considering each other's health and safety. So again, find yourself a community. I think it is really, really awesome. So with all that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I'd appreciate it if you'd give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, do what you do and whatnot, because as always, I enjoy the interaction with you guys, enjoy talking with you guys. I don't know if there's any females who watch this channel, gals and whatnot. Well, thank you guys. I'm again looking forward to just this year, what it has just in store. Again, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I don't really want to talk about a lot of the goals I have for this year. I kind of just want to achieve them and then talk about them, because I'm the type of person that I'll talk about something and then won't ever do it. Like I don't like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk and then not end up executing or doing it. I just want to do it and then just come back and be like, not even come back, just look back and be proud of what I did and whatnot. So really looking forward to that. I have a lot of film to go develop. Again, thank you guys for watching this video. Catch you next time.